Wagwan, people them, it's your boy again with another episode of my podcast, Code to Serve. It's your boy Prince. If you're new to my content or my YouTube channel, subscribe and leave a comment and click the link to my other social platforms. And also, I do audio and video podcasts. There's a link to my audio podcast below. Click on it if you prefer listening to audio. Today in today's episode, I wanted to talk about something I feel there's little spoken about it. There's little spoken about it, and we live in a digital age. It's easy to get information and consume information through music, through videos, through stuff like this. So I feel like I think a lot of us are affected by heavily by what we are consuming in our generation because it's a consumer generation. We just there all day scrolling and feeding our minds with different kinds of content, and also it's a generation where we are always in headsets, AirPods, Samsung pods, different kind of pods, Oraimo pods, Pods. So it's a generation where we are so into we're consuming different kinds of information via different medias, music videos, series, and all that stuff. But I wanted to talk about how what you consume have you, or does what you consume affect you? Um, in my view, personally, I think everything you consume has an effect on you, especially unconsciously. I believe everything you consume has an effect on you. It affects either your behaviors or your habits or your thought process, and also it might affect your actions as well. So I personally think that what you consume matters to the highest level. What you consume matters to the highest level. You just don't sit and watch or listen to anything. It starts, the more you watch or listen to something, it starts appealing to you and who you are and your soul, and you're there every single day playing or listening or watching the same kind of things. They become too appealing to you as a person, your soul and your mind in the process. Sometimes without even you knowing it, you know. Sometimes without you even knowing it, it's just appealing to you. You just find yourself you are watching or you're listening to the same kinds of things daily. Not because you want to, but it's become an unconscious habit to do it. It's like your mind has been now programmed to crave, to crave. It's like your mind has now been programmed to crave that kind of content or music or videos that you have been looking at for some period of time. So I think I think what you consume affects you, and at a certain point it has you. You don't have it. You kind of like lose control because it becomes more like an unconscious thing. And once something hits you, your unconscious mind, you do it without even knowing it. You just find yourself you're listening to something. You just find yourself you're watching something. You just find yourself you're always looking for a specific kind of content. It can be music, it can be videos, it can be audio like podcasts and all that. So, and I wanted to bring it down to a controversial thing again, which is yeah, I'm a profound believer of God. I'm a Christian, 100%. So I wanted to bring in this controversial topic, which is should Christians listen to secular music? This one's hard. I won't lie. I've gotten into a lot of debates and conversation and arguments with people both in the Christian community and people who just like, I know God is there, but I'm gonna do my thing. Yeah, I've gotten into a lot of conversations over this one, but should Christians listen to secular music? I'm going to share my at this point in my life. I hardly listen to secular music. You can tell me about the latest albums and all that stuff. Haven't played them yet. I'm still playing my same elevation worship, Chilu, Chile Shibualia, so many Christian artists. That's what I'm playing in my airports whenever I'm moving. Even the gym, I've gotten to a point where in the gym I'm playing worship music. You know, that is enough. Now, if you know that is enough. Yeah, so I've gotten to that point. But should we as believers of God listen to secular music? Honestly, I think I think it's choice. I'm not going to say no, if we shouldn't, we should. I'm just going to say it's choice. It's up to you and what you think. It's up to you. I think it's up to you. It's a choice. In the end, it's a choice. It's you. It's you and your walk with Christ. You know, it's you and how much you take your walk with Christ. It's you and how much you want to be obedient to God. It's all it's you. So your walk with Christ is measured in everything you do, including what you listen to or what you consume as a person, media or content. So your walk with Christ and your relationship with Christ is measured in all those things. So it's a personal choice, and how you take your relationship with God. So your music matter, your music taste, and what you listen to. That also measures on your relationship with God. How you have it, and how you have your understanding of relationship. Because I'm not going out here to say people shouldn't, people should. No time for those arguments. So it's a choice. It's your choice whether you should listen or shouldn't listen. It all measures down to what is your relationship with God. So that's what it comes down to. So I think it's past the stage where we should be in the cycle saying, okay, should Christians do this? Should Christians do that? Okay, why? Everything. I think for me, everything comes down to your personal relationship with God. Simple. There. Period. What is your relationship with God? And everything. And just know that everything is measured. Everything. What you do, where you at, your friends, the music, the videos you watch, everything is measured. Everything measures your relationship with God. So that's what I'm going to say. However, I wanted to add this. I think, for example, if you're a person that's wanted to move away from listening to secular music, listen more into like Christian music or music that you think will please God, it's not an easy transition to make. It's not an easy transition to make, going from listening to secular music into just listening to like clean music now, like Christian worship and all the kinds of music that there is in the Christian community. It's not an easy thing to do. It's hard. I think what makes it hard is that people don't understand that a lot of us were not actually addicted to what the person is. For lack of a better term, I'm going to use addicted. What makes it hard is a lot of us, it's not that we are addicted to what a secular rapper says or talks about in their music. I think what has a lot of us grounded to listening to secular music is the sound. The sound of the music. The sound of the music. I think that's most of us, and that's what makes it hard for us to leave the secular music behind and be like, hey, I ain't gonna listen to this. I'm just gonna listen to this which pleases God. It's the sound. A lot of us are addicted to the sound, the way the secular music sounds, not mostly what they are saying. Of course, some of us also like the words or the lyrics of a certain song because they speak to us, they speak to our situations, and we can relate to them a bit. But most of us, it's about the sounds, the way the music sounds. I can tell you for a fact, it's not every day that you want to listen to deep worship or contemporary worship or that deep soaking worship. It's not all the time, like it's not for every moment of the day. You're just in deep worship. It's not. I'm going to be agree with people. It's not all the time. Sometimes people want to be hyped. They want to be hyped. Start the day on a high. Sometimes people want something that is soothing. Sometimes people want something that is telling a story. Because you don't find a lot of that in the Christian community when it comes to music. When you talk about like worship music in the Christian community, deep soaking worship or deep worship or contemporary worship like Maverick City and Friends. Then there's deep worship like GUC, and then there's we have in Zambia we have people like Ephraim, does some deep worship. Chilo does a bit of contemporary worship, that's like worship, and then you can dance to it a bit. So it's not all the time somebody wants to listen to something that's soaking and deep, and then they have. So I'm going to take it back. For most of us, it's always the sound. For example, I'm going to give you an example. For me, I like hype beats. Hype beats like drill, hip hop, rap. These kind of music genres I've mentioned mostly have hype beats. You're listening to it, it's just boom, boom, boom. I'm even now a big fan of drill, like drill music. So it's not that people are addicted to what the drillers themselves are saying, it's they're addicted to the drill sound. They are not addicted to what the rapper is saying, they're addicted to how hip hop sounds. They're not addicted to R&B, like I'll give an example, her music, LMA, Janae Aiko. They're addicted to the soothing sounds that come with Janae Aiko's music. You get. I'm going to give you an example, a proof of what I'm saying. That a lot of us are not addicted to what the person is saying in the music, but the sound of it. Right now, I don't think there's any music in the continent of Africa that is more popular than Amapiano. Facts. I don't know if it's just in Zambia or anything like that, but Amapiano is now like everywhere. And I can tell you for a fact that 95% of the people in my country, Zambia, that listen to Amapiano don't know anything the singers are saying. I don't understand anything when the Amapiano is playing. Nothing. There's that one that's trending, but there's like a challenge, people are doing that. There was Umulando, there was different kind of piano music. But what is appealing to people right now is not what those Amapiano musicians are saying, it's the sound of Amapiano, and that is what is appealing to a lot of people. The sound of it, not the lyrics, because we don't. How many of us know Zulu or Kosa? I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, but how many of us know Zulu or any language in South Africa? Very few. But what is keeping a lot of people listening to Amapiano is how it sounds. Is how it sounds. People can't move away from rap or hip hop or drill. It's because of the way drill sounds. There's certain people who, especially guys, we like hype beat, rap, hip hop because of the way it sounds. That kind of just pumping in the ears. People are not addicted to Chris Brown because of what Chris Brown sings, but the sensation that comes with Chris Brown music is soothing, it's slow, it's all that. And I think that is what and that is what makes it hard for a lot of us to stop listening to secular music because of the way it sounds, not the lyrics. Of course, there's some people who are taken away by the lyrics, but the only danger of the danger of being swayed by the sound let me put it this way, in the process of a lot of us being swayed by the sound of the song or the music, hip hop, rap, Mapiano, and all that R&B, we are being contaminated, for lack of a better term, being contaminated by the lyrics of the music without even knowing it. We just find ourselves making decisions that are unconscious because of something that that secular rapper said. Because they've been singing it in all their music and saying doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this is cool. So you find yourself doing it unconsciously because you have been swayed by the sound. However, the lyrics stick inside your soul, and those lyrics, every time you play them, it's like a message inside your head. It's there, and you play it all the time. So I think in the process of us loving the sound of a certain type of music, in the whole process, we are swayed. Oh, in the process of being swayed by the sound of a certain kind of music, in the whole process, the lyrics stick in us and they influence and affect our behaviors, our decisions, and also the view of certain things. For example, if you listen to a lot of music that objectifies women, talk about I'm going to eat that, I'm going to do that, you begin to only see females like that. You don't see them any more worthy and valuable than being objects. And again, when you top it up with not just listening to like audio of the music, you also watch music videos. And then in the music video, the only thing they're doing is objectifying women, throwing money on them, and all that stuff. And then you think that is what actually women are just about. But there's more to that than women. Women are much more valuable than that. Young lady, you are a temple. Anyways, I don't want to start the story of the temple here, but that's what I was saying. So for me, I think what makes it hard for one person to stop listening to secular music and move to like listen to clean and Christian and all that stuff is the sound of the music. A lot of us are addicted or like a certain sound of music. However, in the process of liking a certain sound of music, that sound always comes with some lyrics that are telling you something that the rapper is saying or the singer is saying, and you are listening to the sound, but the lyrics are affecting your unconscious mind. So, like I said, when it comes to whether one should not listen to secular music or they should stop listening to secular music and all that stuff, it's choice. It's your choice. It all comes down to the relationship you have with God, what you view your relationship with God. If you and your Jesus and your God are comfortable to that level like that, you can listen to 2 Chainz today, then listen to Elevation Worship tomorrow. I'm not going to judge you, and I'm not going to say stop. That's how you see things, and this is one thing I find now interesting. Like even in the Christian community, there are people who are trying to bring in the sounds, the secular music sounds, like drill. I know a few Christian rappers that are now doing drill, but with a good message, because they're trying to bridge the gap for people that are stuck in secular music. I know you like this drill sound. I can make drill, but I'm telling you about Jesus. You like this hip hop sound. I can make hip hop, but I'm telling you about Jesus. So you don't have to stick here in the name of sound and get contaminated. You can move here, we give you the same sound. I know this is an argument I had with my friend. I told him, I was like, it doesn't matter the genre of music, which is the sound of it. What matters is the content inside the music. It doesn't matter the sound of it. This is my perspective when it comes to music. It doesn't matter the sound of music. It's the content that matters. A Christian rapper can make a song about God on a drill beat, on a drill beat. I'll listen to it because I know this guy is saved and I've seen him. I've seen his profile. I've seen him. I know he's saved. But the fact that he's made a song about God on a drill beat, it doesn't make him less saved, because the content in the song is still as clean as he is. So it's about All these people are trying just to bridge the gap. And we can talk about no, hip hop started because of violence, or no, Jew goes back to being gangsters. Personally, I think that has nothing to do with the sound. You know, if you are talking about the sound of Jew, it has nothing to do with the sound. If hip hop started when there was violence and all that rubbish, it doesn't mean it can't be used for good. You get my point? Just because hip hop started when there was violence, it doesn't mean that hip hop cannot be used to send a good message to people. We talk about how God can turn what was meant for evil and use it for good. And that is exactly what God can do with music, because He is the creator of music. That is just my point, you know. It doesn't matter if R&B started on Shan Shan, but we can still use R&B to send a message to people. I know a lot of people that do soul, R&B soul music in the Christian community, but they are singing that love to God. It sounds crazy, but I have a few artists. There's people like Saint James, you know, because people are not. I'm going to say that people are not addicted like Bryson Tiller. They are addicted to how Bryson Tiller sounds and his sound, not his lyrics. But the lyrics do affect us. So that people who use Bryson Tiller's sound and sound like Bryson Tiller in the Christian community, but they are preaching a good message. So that's just my point. I'm saying, this bad of secular music, should I try? It's all choice. It's all up to you. What you decide to listen to, it's up to you, and what you try to consume is up to you. But however, everything we consume, this is what I believe. Everything we consume, everything we consume, whether music, whether audio, whether video, it affects us unconsciously, and that is the danger. No, I just listen to this because I think it's cool. Yes, it is cool, but to a certain level, it is affecting you. It is affecting your thought process. It's affecting how you view certain things. No, I've been listening to this guy for 10 years now. I ain't changed. Are you sure? Have you checked yourself? Have you really checked yourself since you started listening to this kind of person for some time? Are you sure? Are you the same person? Do you do the same things? And I feel like we like being justified, you know, justifying ourselves in so many things that are just in plain sight and say, okay, this is not something I'm supposed to be doing. So I think what we consume has us, and what we consume affects us. And whether you should listen to secular music or not as a believer of God, it's your choice. It's up to you. Bless.